Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of Gaffer in Gear. Today we're having a look at the improved Fresnel for the Nanlux Evoke. Now I'm not going to call this a gear review, I'm going to call it a gear catch-up because this is essentially the same Fresnel as they had before. It flood spots the same, it's got the same optical characteristics as the previous Fresnel, the same build quality. The only thing that's changed is the stirrup. Now I've already covered this system in episode 173, so if you want any of the technical data, just go to that episode, go to the index and click on the section that you want. It is chaptered, so it'll skip directly to what you want to watch. Alright, so the main difference between this and the previous Fresnel is the stirrup, or the way it mounts to the light stand. With the previous unit, you would take the stirrup from the light, and this stirrup would mount to the bottom of the Fresnel. Now this had a few problems. Number one was the light was very top heavy and it had a huge lurch if it came unbalanced. Now this was a major concern for me because if you're working on a ladder and it lurched, it could pull you off. So I saw this as a massive problem. The other thing I didn't like with this is it has a Rosetta system. So what I mean by Rosetta is it's got little teeth in there to stop it from slipping. But the downside to that is you can't point the Fresnel exactly where you want to point it with this old system. Now what I like about this new and improved stirrup is it's got a double disc locking system. Now it's not a clutch. Now a lot of older lights have a clutch system where when you do up the handle here, it just applies pressure onto the clutch and the pressure is meant to stop the light from slipping. Now the problem with that is after a couple of years they always start to fail. And particularly if you're on a multiple day shoot, you've got your lights up in the lighting grid, you turn everything off, everything cools down. The next morning there's a light that's always sagged or tilted or whatever. That doesn't happen with the disc brake. So I'll just quickly go over the disc brake system for you if you're not familiar with it. All right, so you've got a circular disc of metal in here, and over here you've got two pieces of metal that pinch down on that. Now this has got a double lock-off system. So you've got the one on this side with your handle. So that's to lock it into place. Now what I like about the handle is it is a ratchet, so you can move it to the position that you want. So if you need to tighten it a bit more and you want to pull down on it, you can position it to somewhere where you can lever. And on the opposite side, you've also got a disc brake in here as well, which is adjustable via a nut. This one locks the light in place, and this one is for adjusting your tension. All right, so at the moment, I've got it completely unlocked and it's got a fair bit of tension on this locker here. So I can tilt it up and it's not going to slip. I can tilt it down and it's not going to slip. I don't have to hold it in place until I lock it. I can make my adjustment, take a look, see what's happening, and then lock it if I'm happy. Now, if you're an owner-operator, if you don't like this amount of tension, and I do like having a fair bit of tension like this, if you don't like this amount of tension, you can loosen it a little. It's up to you. It's your own personal preference. Now, just something I'd like to show you. This is in full flood. Let's put it into full spot. All right, so we've moved a fair bit of weight back, and as you can see here, it's not going to slip on me. It's staying where I point it, giving me plenty of opportunity to make my trims, and then lock it. All right, so that's a pretty basic episode of Gaffer in Gear. It's the same Fresnel, they just finally got the stirrup correct. All right, see you on the next episode.